After seeing the news this morning about how Donald Trump spoke with his attorney, Michael Cohen, about the Karen McDougal situation. Karen McDougal is a Playboy playmate that supposedly had an affair with Donald Trump 12 years ago, and during this conversation that took place a few years ago before the election about paying off Karen McDougal to keep this silent. I looked up the law on civil practice law that pertain to attorney-client privilege. It's in New York State law, CVP 4503. Okay? Confidential communication is privileged unless the client waives the privilege. An attorney, his employee, or any person who obtains without the knowledge of client evidence of a confidential communication made between the attorney or his employee and the client in the course of professional employment shall not disclose or be allowed to disclose such communication. So it seems to me, not only is the attorney held to this confidentiality, but so is anyone, including journalists, who obtain information under the attorney-client privilege. Now, this is a fundamental right given to all Americans, and all Americans have basically heard of this right. But the left and the mainstream media seem to think that this is a right that only extends to people that they deem worthy of this right. And of course, Donald Trump, the sitting president of the United States, does not deserve to have this right. The big news story is today. There may be a 2-minute recording of a conversation between Donald Trump and Michael Cohen, his attorney, where they discuss paying off Karen McDougal, the playmate at the center of a scandal with President Trump that happened literally over a decade ago. This conversation certainly falls under client-attorney privilege. But the mainstream media and the left no longer respect the sanctity of attorney-client privilege. As the law reads, it is not only the attorney breaking the law here, anyone who discloses information under this privilege is also breaking the law. So when, I ask, should we expect the arrest and conviction of every single reporter who has publicly broadcast this information contained in this story that has broken client-attorney privilege? We all know the answer is never, because the laws only apply to the little people in this world, and all of the journalists in the elite left-wing mainstream media are exempt from those pesky laws that rule the rest of us. Also very interesting here is who leaked this information. Is it someone from the unbiased Department of Justice? I wonder. You know, the Department of Justice that we're no longer allowed to question, because if you do, you're a traitor. Unless, of course, you question the Department of Justice or the intelligence agencies and you're from the left, as the left, and almost all of America, has questioned the intel agencies ever since the Iraq War. Don't you remember? The Iraq War and the weapons of mass destruction claim from the intel agencies that has been questioned now for 15 years? Does anyone that questions the weapons of mass destruction's intel agency story now deemed a traitor by the left? I don't think so. What a shocker. The left and the mainstream media are proven once again to be the biggest hypocrites in America.